Hello, enthusiastic orchardist. Today we're standing in front of an apple tree, a Golden Delicious. This tree is old, probably more than 30 years. It's older than me, that's for sure. And we're gonna talk a little bit about thinning apples. As you can see, it's still very, very early to thin. They're not even blooming yet. In fact, they're in balloon stage. So first, let's begin with talking about thinning. Why do we thin? Why do we want to thin? We want to thin because if we don't thin apples, there's a very, very common occurrence of biannual bearing, which means that one year we get lots of fruit, and next year we have no fruit. That's because of physiology of the trees, because of hormones. So we want to prevent that, and we prevent that by thinning apple trees at the right time. So my favorite method of thinning apples is actually hand thinning before bloom. Now, many of you might say that's very tedious work, that's a lot of work. Oh my god, look at this tree, it's so big, it's gonna take me forever to thin it. Well, I always look at things from a perspective of an enthusiast, so I assume that if you have trees, you have them because you love them and because you want to produce your own fruit. So spending a little more time to get better apples in return every year is worthwhile. I personally do believe so. So I already thinned this tree out a couple days ago, and it took me about 25 minutes. I wasn't really speeding, I was doing it at a slow pace, making sure that I leave enough fruit. Now, come closer. The method of hand thinning in balloon stage is very simple. You just grab 4 flowers, because usually in a cluster there's 5 flowers, and you pinch 4 away. You leave 1. If there's 6 flowers in the cluster, you pinch 5. And just like that, you thin fruits and you leave just 1 flower. Now bear in mind, if you have poor pollinating conditions, you might want to leave a little more and thin it out later. But for me, this method works best. I just leave 1 and pinch all the others away. Because we have very, very good pollinating conditions here. So I've never experienced a fruit not developing from a flower. Now in some conditions you might have a lot of flower clusters close next to each other. It's okay if you just pinch the whole flower cluster. But this year I don't have that many flower clusters, so I try to leave on as many as I can. But you shouldn't be afraid if by accident you remove a flower cluster. Well, that's it for now. If you have further questions, write in comments. If not, we're gonna be back to look at this fruitlets developing later in season. By the way, it's April 9th when we're doing this in temperate zone. Bye bye.